everybody. I'm Scott Meese, and welcome to the Southern Illinois Prep Football Picks alongside Pete Spittler and Les Winkler. We're about to talk about Week 4. Maybe we'll actually get all the games played when they're supposed to be played this week. It's just been crazy, but they're calling for rain again. Pete, your thoughts on what happened last week? Obviously, in the Black Diamond, the big game, Chester on Friday and Saturday were able to beat Carmi in a suspended game. Talk about that win for a pretty good win for Brian Lee's team.
Obviously, it was on a number of levels. First of all, you've got to make that drive to Carmi, not once, but twice. I think I read.
It's only 2 hours, though, right? Each way.
Yeah, well, each way. That's the key part of it, and I believe there's that bridge in Hamilton County that does not support the bigger tour buses, so you have to go up to Mount Vernon and around, which makes the drive even longer. But it's just a really great motivational win, first of all. Not a lot of people picked Chester to beat Carmi, given how Carmi was coming off a undefeated conference championship last year, had Chase Saylor back and a number of other pieces. But, and a lot of people don't talk about Chester because they don't really seem to have that one marquee player like Saylor or maybe Dylan Roberts or El Dorado. But maybe this is the time where it could be the Yellow Jackets here. I mean, we'll see. They still have Fairfield, still have El Dorado on the schedule. But considering how they control the line of scrimmage against Carmi, definitely a big boost heading into pretty much, the second half of conference play.
And then Les, the other big Black Diamond game, big because Mike Rood got one of his biggest wins. You saw that, Vienna Goreville beating up on Fairfield. I guess they were down a couple scores at half.
Yeah, they're down a couple scores at half. Vienna had put the ball on the ground several times the first half. They turned the tables the second half. And, I mean, that really kind of throws things into a little bit of a turmoil there in the Black Diamond Conference. The balance of power may be shifting a little bit. Vienna played very good football. They're very sound. They're a bunch of big, strong kids. It's going to be interesting down the stretch. I mean, they may be headed to their first playoff berth in school history.
Yes or no? Will Vienna Goreville make the playoffs?
Right now, I'm thinking they're going to.
They've only got to get the 5.
Right, and I think they can do that.
Let's get into it. Centralia, Carbondale, both teams 3-0. Centralia, a great offense. Defense, probably a little bit on the shaky side. But there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. Carbondale can really score. It will at times. What do you think about this one, Pete?
I've had a chance to talk to both coaches on this week, and I think they're equally worried about the other. And obviously, when you have 2 3-0 teams going against one another, that's kind of par for the course. But Centralia, known much more offensively than defensively. I know they've got some health issues as well. And I just feel that Carbondale is a bit stronger defensively than Centralia. Centralia's played a couple of close games this week, or these past couple weeks, like you mentioned. And just gut feeling says Carbondale on that one. I'm going to trust my gut feeling.
Les, your thoughts?
My gut goes with Centralia. I just like Sitsidic and Rashad Campbell, 2 quality athletes. I had a chance to see Centralia play a couple times last year. My gosh, when they're on, they can just flat light it up. Not taking Carbondale lightly, just that I think Centralia might have just a little bit more firepower.
I'm going to go with Centralia, too. I think it's going to be a very good game. It's kind of a toss-up, really. I mean, it'll probably be 54-50 or something. But I just think Centralia's offense is just too much. I mean, they've just got explosive players everywhere. Carbondale has some really good ones, too, but I think the Orphans will be a bit much. The other big game in the locally in the South 7, Cahokia at Marion. Cahokia 1-2, coming off 15-13 loss to St. Louis Miller Academy in Marion. Just really pounded Harrisburg. What are your thoughts on this one, Les?
I think Marion erased any doubts that they were the best football team in Southern Illinois last weekend when they just manhandled Harrisburg like they did. I fully expected Marion to win that game, but if you told me there was a running clock early in that game, I told you you're just absolutely crazy. So, it's impossible for me to pick against Marion this week.
Pete? I'm going to have to pick Marion as well. I mean, I don't feel like this is the powerhouse Cahokia teams we've seen in the past. I mean, they played a difficult schedule. I mean, losing to St. Louis Miller's Academy last week drops them 1-2. But I just think, like the theme was what you guys were talking about with Centralia. Marion's got too much firepower.
I'm going to go with Marion too, but Cahokia, with all their speed, Marion can play great defense 90% of the game, and that 10% results in about 4 touchdowns on 4 plays. They've got a ton of speed, but Marion's offense with that passing game, which is the no huddle, it's so hard to defend. I mean, it's just really incredible at times. The river to river Mississippi, this one's always fun. DuQuoin at Anna Jonesboro. AJ 3-0. Their really only close call was against Murfreesboro, where they won it at the end. DuQuoin lost their first 2, won last week, 35-0 over Heron. What are your thoughts on this one, Les?
Got to go with AJ, especially at the pit. Brett Dieterich's just built a marvelous program. They just kind of roll along. I think DuQuoin's probably improving, but they'll have to beat AJ to prove it to me.
Pete?
Kind of in the same vein. I mean, I've seen both teams play, and I still have concerns about DuQuoin's offensive line. I mean, last week against Heron gave him a battle for a good quarter and a half until giving up kind of a costly fumble that kind of tipped momentum back to DuQuoin. But I can't think of a previous instance that I can remember where DuQuoin got stuffed 3 times on 3rd and short. And usually that's an offensive line deal. So I think in AJ, you're getting 5 touchdowns out of 2 guys in the first half against Massac County, and I just feel that AJ's got it going on, and especially have it going on at home. So
I'll play devil's advocate. I'll go with DuQuoin. I think they've righted the ship. They're very good defensively. They haven't really given up much of anything against anybody. Even Highland, who's a 5A school, is 3-0. They lost 17-14. Highland would probably whip quite a few of the teams around here. I mean, beat badly. I just think DuQuoin's going to pull. I guess it's just I'm the old school. I can't see DuQuoin being 1-3 after missing the playoffs last year. The football gods are going to win it for them, if for no other reason. Final game, Harrisburg at Murphy. Harrisburg coming off a bad loss. Not that they lost, but how they lost. You would never have expected that, like you said, Les. I thought Harrisburg was going to, of all years, this would be one of the years they'd really give Marion a heck of a game. It didn't happen. Murphy got their first win, I think 31-0 over Sparta. Your thoughts on this one, Les?
Well, it's gut check time for Harrisburg, I think. When you're a good program like that, it's hard to handle a 40-point whipping. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Bulldogs come out. I think that they're going to rebound, although Murfreesboro has got speed that could create some problems for them, but I am going to pick Harrisburg.
Pete?
I'm going to pick Harrisburg as well. I think it's a big rebound game. I think it's a game where they can kind of reestablish some identity coming off such a lopsided defeat. And, they're still the conference favorites. They're picked in the preseason to be conference favorites, and I see no reason not to go against that.
I'm going to go with Harrisburg too. I just think they'll have too much because they can pound it with their line or pass it well. Murphy doesn't pass it particularly well. I think the key for Murphy is they've had a chance to win every game with 5 minutes left in the game. If they're in that same spot here, that's all you can ask for is to have a chance. But eventually Murphy's going to have to start winning some of these games. I mean, getting close is nice, but you got to win some. So I think Harrisburg will be too much in the end. Final thoughts on what's coming up. Conference action. Who do you think is the teams to beat in each conference this year, Les?
Like I said, I think Marion has established themselves as the clear favorite in the South 7. I have to stick with Harrisburg in the SIRR Ohio. Right now, it looks like AJ is willing to take command of the Mississippi, although there's Pinckneyville out there too, who the defending champions. When a program struggled like Pinckneyville has in the last decade or so, they're kind of stay at the back of your mind there a little bit, but they can't be overlooked either. And the Diamond, wow.
Why even bother? There's probably 5 teams that maybe could win it, maybe 3. But I mean, look at Carmine now; they're 1-2. I'm not sure that 2 losses can still win the conference.
You're right. There's 5 or 6 names that you can put in a hat and pull it out, and good luck.
Pete, your thoughts on conference winners this year?
Marion for South 7, Harrisburg for Ohio, AJ for Mississippi, and then Black Diamond will come down to Chester and El Dorado.
I'm going to go with Marion in the South 7, Harrisburg in the Ohio, DuQuoin in the Mississippi. I don't know if they'll. I don't know if they'll lose a conference game this year. I think they're pretty good, and I think the only one they could lose, I think, is AJ. I don't think Pinckneyville's going to beat DuQuoin again. I really don't.
That'll stir them up in Perry County.
And in the Black Diamond Conference, gosh, maybe Chester. I don't know. I mean, they're undefeated right now, but the Black Diamond is just so difficult because you've got a lot of kids playing both ways. Pete, you know this.
Yeah.
One injury or just a couple bad series and you find yourself down. So it's just really unpredictable. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this week, and join us back here next week for our Week 5 picks. Thanks for watching.